Welcome to Zandvoort. We've got a treat for you today with its trademark banked corners and a sea of orange t-shirts. Welcome along to the Dutch Grand Prix. A lap of this short 2.6 mile Zandvoort circuit features 14 corners, 10 to the right and 4 to the left, with a 678 metre main straight heading into turn 1, Tarzan Corner. And on that straight with DRS open, that'll be the best overtaking opportunity on this track. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lando Norris will lead us away from pole position, and Oscar Piastri completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Tsunoda, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Russell, Verstappen, Antonelli, Sainz, and Isaac Hadjar, Lawson, Fernando Alonso, Lance Stroll, and Albon, Bortoletto, Ocon, Ollie Behrman, and Jack Doohan. Hulkenberg and Pierre Gasly picks up the final grid slot. And now it's time to head down to the track. And alongside me in the commentary box, my old friend, Anthony Davidson. Now, Ant, I could go on for hours, and I probably will, about the atmosphere here today, the sea of orange, this Dutch Formula One festival. But once you're in the cockpit, once the visor's down, what are the challenges for the driver?
Zandvoort is an old-school classic racetrack that's been revamped to bring it back to life for modern-day F1, and the Dutch fans are here, all dressed in orange, to see their man, Max Verstappen, and he always delivers around this track.
OK 無線チェック無線チェック
Radio check.
「フロントウイングにダメージがあるがあとわずかだそのまま走り切れ」DRS を使えるようになった。ファイナルラップだ。 クラーレンのドライバーがパスしてリードを奪った。OK、タイヤカスを集めながら戻ってくれ。
Good recovery, good recovery.
Here's the checkered flag, and our winner has Landoed. It's Lando Norris for victory.
I mean, it looked like they were in a different category at points during the race, led every lap. I mean, what more can we say?
Only 3 can take to the podium, and here they come. He raises the trophy over his head. Lando Norris, head and shoulders above the rest today. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport action. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One. Only a handful of tracks inspire as much adoration and nostalgia in the hearts of F1 fans as this one. This historic circuit awaits you. Welcome to Monza for the Italian Grand Prix. With the rain coming down here at the 3.6-mile Monza circuit, the low drag setups preferred by most teams could cause them some problems in today's Grand Prix. So watch out for cars struggling for grip around the Curva Michele Alboreto. That's the Parabolica to you and me, the last and most demanding of this track's 11 corners. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. George Russell will begin today's event in pole position, and Andrea Kimi Antonelli completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Tsunoda, Piastri, Lando Norris and Leclerc, Verstappen, Hamilton, Lawson and Carlos Sainz, Albon, Stroll, Fernando Alonso and Hadjar, Ocon, Gasly, Nico Hülkenberg and Jack Doohan. Behrman and Gabriel Bortoleto rounds off the grid. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. Well, it's been a long time since I last worked with you. Good to see you again today, Anthony Davidson. So here we are at Monza, Temple of Speed, lovely long straights, and well, that's it. It's easy, isn't it?
It's a little bit harder than that, Crofty, than you make out. I mean, yes, you do have those long straights, but it's linked by very tight, tricky corners. Big emphasis on braking zones around here as well, particularly into turn 1. You decelerate at the 150-metre board down to the 50-metre board, and you'll scrub off easily over 150 miles an hour. So, yeah, it puts a lot of G-force on the drivers' bodies as they decelerate. And obviously, it throws up a big overtaking opportunity as well come race day.
よし、通信を確認しよう。無線チェック。
Radio check, radio check.
ナルティだ。レース終了時のタイムにペナルティタイムが加算されるぞ。ファイナルラップに突入した。ファイナルラップだ。よくやった。表彰台獲得だ。
Good recovery, good recovery. Woof! That was tough. But that was fun.
We've seen a brilliant display of the Russell hustle. It's George Russell who wins. It's been a hard afternoon of brilliant racing, but now it's time for some proper celebrations. The podium awaits. By George, he was good today. The top step awaits for George Russell. Well, that was certainly an exciting weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for more exciting Formula One action very soon. With the drivers currently lining up on the grid, it's almost time to get today's race event underway. We're here on the winding streets of Baku. The Baku city circuit measures roughly 6 kilometres, and it's made up of 20 corners and 2 DRS zones. The circuit winds around the narrow city, through the old town, and even brushes against the city's medieval walls. However, as beautiful as the setting is, this track is also a ferocious technical challenge, where the smallest of mistakes could lead to a catastrophic consequence for any one of our drivers. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and Andrea Kimi Antonelli completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Hamilton, George Russell and Verstappen, Piastri, Tsunoda, Sainz and Isaac Hadjar, Stroll, Lawson, Fernando Alonso and Albon, Gasly, Bortoletto, Nico Hulkenberg and Jack Doohan. Behrman and Esteban Ocon lines up at the back of the grid. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. And alongside me a man, well, what more can I say? But he's a legend. Anthony Davidson. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, for them, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers that, some have got their headphones on, they're listening to the music. Some drivers really absorb the energy from the crowd and they're there waving to them. Other drivers, they go within themselves. They chat to their engineers, absorbing that information, that vital information that you need to carry you through the race. And, those pre-race rituals are essential to making things systematic. We do a lot of Grand Prix in a season, and the more systematic you can be, the easier you are within that environment.
OK 無線チェック無線チェック
Radio's okay.
使用可能になった。よくやった。素晴らしいオーバーテイクだ。ナイスドライビング。今のはファステストラップだ。
recovery, good recovery.
Here's the checkered flag, and what an easy victory! He strolled it! Lance Stroll wins!
They had to be decisive with their overtaking today as they worked their way through the field. And those kind of race victories are so enjoyable because it's not just like winning from the front. They really had to work for it today.
It's what every driver imagines when they start out on their long road towards Formula One. And for our lucky three today, here's the podium waiting for them. They rushed from lights out to the checkered flag, but he strolled to victory. The top spot awaits for Lance Stroll. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time out? Be sure to join us once again as we continue to bring you all the excitement of Formula One. As the drivers begin to climb into their cars down on the grid, the excitement is really building at this magnificent circuit. We're just about ready to go racing for today's Formula One Grand Prix. So here we are at Albert Park Circuit, 3.28 miles around, with the streets making for a bumpy surface with little undulation. There are 14 corners around the lake, with the best passing opportunities coming at turn 1 and turn 3. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Russell, Antonelli, Max Verstappen, and Piastri, Tsunoda, Norris, Stroll, and Carlos Sainz, Albon, Hadjar, Liam Lawson, and Fernando Alonso, Doohan, Ocon, Pierre Gasly, and Ollie Behrman. Hülkenberg and Gabriel Bortoleto rounds off the grid. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. And alongside me today, former Formula One driver and former world champion too. See, told you I'll give you a big intro. Anthony Davidson, hello. So here we are then at Albert Park. It's a street track. Well, it's not, it's a park track. People go for a nice Sunday afternoon stroll, but not this weekend.
No, you've got the leaves blowing around this time of the year, Crofty, as well. That's always playing its part. It starts off very green. By that I mean a dusty track, not giving much grip. And as the weekend goes on, the grip comes to the circuit and you feel more confident from inside the car. Yeah, it's a parkland circuit. It's a high speed. It's kind of a street track, so you've got walls around you, and that means any kind of mistake you make is severely punished, and that's always hanging over you from inside the car.
無線チェックだ。
Radio check.
DRS を使えるようになったぞ。 DRS 使用可能だ。 テストラップを叩き出したぞ。その調子だ。よくやった。レースに勝利した。見事だった。
Well done, guys. Brilliant.
Really, really good. What a result.
And the best of British and the best on the track. It's George Russell who wins.
Well, it's never easy and straightforward to put a race like this together today, Crofty, in changeable weather conditions, but they did the best job out there. They used the information wisely and they stayed on the track. That was the most important thing.
From lights out to the checkered flag, this is what they're racing for. It's points and a trip to the podium. And taking his place on the top step of the podium, he gave it some hustle. Well done to George Russell. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action, and I can't wait to see what's next.